the hell happened to you?
I've been playing too much X-Ray Gaming. I just ended up like this.
Well,
A lifeless corpse.
well, do you want to? Okay. Well, do you want to do a raid? See if you feel better.
Nah.
How about make a base and do some money printing?
Nah. Nah, I'm not feeling it.
What about make a review?
Actually... Hello everyone, my name is Sam, and I hope you enjoyed that little skit. That was the first one I did. I just thought it was a bit of fun. For the first time I played a server with a friend while recording for a review anyway. But yeah, I'm just going to hop right into it. This is X-Ray Gaming. I'm going to apologise first of all. I didn't record as much footage as I wanted to. I ended up doing quite a lot, as you'll see in my time in the top right of the corner. I ended up not recording a good hour, so the gameplay you watch might be a bit boring, but it doesn't matter really too much. Anyway, we'll start with the standard. Download speed was actually pretty fast. I enjoyed that, but if you look at the bottom left, you notice that HUD there, that like it just looks like something got straight out from Google Images. It's like, I don't know if it's supposed to be blood or something. I think it is. I thought that HUD looked disgusting. However, the F4 menu, which I showed briefly, was nice. I've seen it on other servers before, but it's always a good F4 menu, easy to navigate, so well done for that. Building wise, a bit disappointed. They have got the standard fading down keypad, which I'm a big fan of, because I'm an old school Garry's Mod player. I've only recently got into it, that's why I always mention it. I don't know, for some, like, back in the day, like a few years back, no one blacklisted those standard gears, but I'm seeing more and more servers do it. There might be reasons unknown for it, but yeah, like as you can see, I'm trying to bloody build a base with those fences, which I hate doing with it. I end up failing completely. I'm not trying to build a proper base anyway. I'm only doing it just to figure out the way it's done in this server. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the building. Stacker didn't have stacker, which is also a terrible negative for me. I don't know if it's because you have to be like a certain rank to avoid people spamming, but personally I just think you should just trust the players, trust your community, and if someone breaks the rules, you get them gone. That's how it's supposed to be done, in my opinion. The printers were very interesting. I've not seen them like this before. There's quite a lot of them, which is not too bad. However, I think they preceded a lot of. I ended up, you start out with 100k when you first join, and I bought all the printers already with that 100k, and with a few minutes of getting more money from the printers, I ended up fully upgrading every single one. So if I set up a proper base and I just sat with these money printers, I'd be a millionaire in, I reckon, 10 minutes, which means a broken economy, which isn't very good. An admin told me that the game mode's semi-serious RP, which is like, alright, oh yeah, okay, that's fine, semi-serious, but I don't know, for me it just sounded like it just felt like a clusterfuck, and the guns were such, I think I've never been on a server with as cheap guns. I ended up getting assault rifles for £2 grand, which I thought were crazy cheap. So for an economy that is bust and easy to get money on, and then the items you buy are ridiculously cheap, I don't know, I just found it silly. Maybe it's because, you know, people are impatient and you just want to get to the top. I don't know, but for me that's silly, and it should probably be worked on a bit. Now I'm going to start talking about jobs. There's a lot of jobs, so if you've got plenty of time on your hands and you want to really experience all of these, you're going to be playing for a while. However, I found certain jobs a bit silly. First of all, terrorist job. Again, I'm going to bring up that it's semi-serious, but serious is still in that, and the terrorist job I didn't like at all. Yeah, in the terrorist's agenda is to cause terror and kill people, but I just think it's so unfair for the other end of the victims who are just trying to play the game. Like, for example, I think there's a clip in it. A guy drops me a gun, I walk out of the shop and instantly get, you know, killed in a terror attack. and I'm like, where's the happy in that for me? I feel there should be some scenario like a hostage or something like that, but that isn't roleplay for me. The server needs to work for everyone. So there's the terrorist job, and also a rapist job. Like, I don't want to be like one of these like left wing bloody generation snowflake people, but like you can't be taken seriously when you've got a rapist job. Uh, it's just very unprofessional. That's the first time you've heard me say that word on this review yet, and I can promise you you're gonna hear it a bit more because yeah, when it comes to being professional, this server doesn't hit that in the slightest. I found the police officer job, the standard, I didn't go any higher than that, to be absolutely useless. I don't know what the other jobs have, so that might be fixed. Uh, but basically, as a police officer, you haven't got a weapon, which you're like, okay, yeah, but they can still detain and enforce the law with other measures. Yeah, but to do that, they're gonna have to detain someone who's AFK or just stupid. You'll see a clip where there's a bunch of hobos attacking me. It's a joke. We're just playing around, and I just tried to detain one of them. It wouldn't let me. Do you know why? Because every time they move, or every time I get hit, the detain, it takes like a solid 3-4 seconds to actually detain someone, and if they're not stood still without me getting hit, I won't detain them. But to arrest them, they need to be detained. So basically, as a police officer, the only way you're going to arrest someone is if you're detaining an AFK person. That's the only way. This is a scene where I got the gun and the terrorist killed me, so just look out for that. I liked the little death icon. Sometimes it appeared, sometimes it didn't, but it basically would be like the old Battlefield kind of like death system. You see it there, like the sniper who killed me, the health they're on. I thought that was a nice addition. I haven't seen that before on other servers. Right, so that's the server, but now I want to move on to the community, the people that actually make this server what it is. Because mods can make a good server, but the people that play it are the most important part. First of all, I'm just going to get the petty stuff out of the way. Me and my friend, we was on the forums and on the loading screen. We realised the official statements that the owners of this server put out, or whoever writes the stuff, really unprofessional the way they've wrote. They've a lot of grammar mistakes, a lot of unprofessional wording, like informal writing. Like the first rule when you load in is don't piss off the admin or don't piss off the players, something like that. And that is just so pathetic and immature. Like you need to be more professional than that if you want to be taken seriously. I know people are gonna be like, oh, it's semi-serious, it's semi-serious. No, it's semi-serious, it's semi-serious. There's still serious in there. So I don't take that. If it wants to be 100% a laugh, you might as well just join Sandbox or something. There was a lot of flying admins around, which I don't like. In another video I already mentioned why I don't like it. Basically, I think the immersion from an RP, a role player, is broken when we just see admins flying around. And yeah, you can say, oh, they're off duty, they're off duty. These should be cloaked and these should be teleporting people to them if they ask for admin assistance. That's how a professional server would handle it. And again, this server might be like, fuck professional, we're not trying to be professional, and okay, that's completely fine, but these are my opinions, and I think every server should be professional no matter what. Even a sandbox server, which doesn't really have rules, should be professional in its own way. However, response time for admins most of the time was almost perfect. In all the reviews I've done so far, this has been the server with the quickest responses. That is brilliant. The odd few times they wouldn't respond at all, but I think they got caught up with it. But what really catches my eye, my friend noticed this, I didn't see it, is if you report to an admin has like a database almost, who has an income of users who give reports in, and then they will tell that user that they have been noticed and they will be seen to shortly. And that's what I've been asking for. I've not seen this system before. I don't know if I've just not been seeing it, or it's the only server that has it. I don't know. I doubt it is. But this is perfect because if you spam RDM in the admin chat, and you get no response, you assume that they're ignoring you or they haven't seen it. But if an admin can say we've seen it, please give us time, they can just sit there and wait happily, knowing that they've been acknowledged. So for that, brilliant work. As I said about unprofessional earlier, I found most of the admins were actually relatively friendly. They'd play around a bit. However, being too friendly is again unprofessional. Um, it's just how you want. Like if someone high up on this server is watching this and they're just saying you idiot, we're not trying to be professional, then that is totally fine. If you watch my disclaimer before you watch my review video, I'm just explaining it's all my opinion, and if you think we don't need to listen to this guy's criticism at all, then do not. I've got no authority. I've got no responsibility to make sure you do your job. These are other people's servers. I'm just posting my opinion about them. If you're just watching this from the community just to know what I'm saying, then hello, this is my opinion. And if you're generally interested, then this is my opinion. If you agree with my opinion, act accordingly. I spoke with the same admin, I think, like 3 times, and he was very calm, very reasonable. As you saw earlier, I was punching a friend just to tell, and then telling him to report me, and he did. And the guy handled it really calmly. I can't remember his name, so I'm sorry about that. He was in the video, I think, briefly, but he handled the situation really well. Mad respect to him. And if other admins are like that, then you should be really proud, whoever's the one hiring them. Another thing about admins, though, I hate servers with a passion that allows people to purchase the rank of admin. I think it is disgusting. I think it's asking for abuse. It's the rich kids who will happily dosh this money out, become admin on any server, and then fuck about. Yeah, you could say, oh yeah, they've got no legal obligation to have this admin. If they misbehave, they get demoted. I just think it's a waste of space. I think it's a bit greedy, and unprofessional, and I'm getting sick of that word, and I'm sure you guys are too. But I think that word sums up this server best. That doesn't necessarily mean bad, because my next point is the players. Now these players are messing around. If you want to have like an immersive roleplay experience, do not play this server. However, everyone was having fun. I did see in the chat people were complaining about admin times every now and again, but that happens in every server. No server is spot on with it. But everyone I spoke to, everyone I came, they was all having a laugh. And that reminded me, because at first I was bitter. I was like, oh no, this server's terrible. They're not professional. They're bloody doing all this fun, but everyone's having fun, and that's what I couldn't understand. But then as I got to play, I ended up clocking 3 hours into this. And I was starting to have fun because I was messing about too. I was doing stuff in this server that I wouldn't necessarily do in others, because I'd find it a bit ridiculous. But it's just one of those servers that you can just come in, have fun, and mess around with. So if you're not familiar with this server, I think by now you can get. I think I described it pretty well. I think you know what you're in for. And if you're part of the community, then thanks for watching, and I hope you agree with what I say. If you think it should be more serious in certain ways, then fine. If you think it's absolutely spot on the way it is, that again is perfectly fine. I'm gonna go with a final score of 6 out of 10. At first I was like, this is getting a solid 3, but I came to a realisation it did slowly become better because I experimented with more. I just wish, like as you can see the picture left behind there, this is because of the lack of footage I have. I just thought it was a funny video to show how silly this server can be. Like all those W's, I thought that was meant to be there because admins were flying around past it all the bloody time, but it wasn't. Like literally like an hour and a half into the game, if not 2 hours, an admin comes, oh, what's this doing here? And they just delete it straight up. I don't know, that was just like, what the fuck are these guys doing? But yeah, a 6 out of 10. That's an above average score. That's still decent and that's still pretty good. And he'd be damn proud about that because from first impressions, it was not good. Um, and again, semi-serious. Your title didn't say semi-serious, so someone could come into this server expecting a full-on serious answer. That might also put people away. You've got to bear that in mind. If you want to have a semi-serious roleplay server, you should put that in the title, because then people can't complain like I was pretty much doing at the beginning. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, could you like, and if you want to see more reviews in the future, could you please subscribe? That does help me out a lot. Any questions, leave a comment. I do read them all. If you've got feedback, leave it. Like, you know, I'm not perfect. I'm still new to YouTube. So leave it and I'll read it. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.
You see, Sam, that wasn't so bad, was it?
No, I guess not. Cleared the air a bit.
So, do you want to play some cloud gaming?